Good morning everyone. I'm Ali Salil from 6th B and I'm here to present my game called Car Simulator 3D. The objective of the game is to race around a 3D generated map as fast as you can and avoid hitting obstacles and try to beat your record time. The features of the game are you can select the car you prefer from an array of 8 multicolored supercars. The distance you have covered will be shown on the top of the screen assigned to your health bar. Your health reduces as you hit obstacles and other cars. The game ends when your health becomes zero. Your score and the high score will be shown in the game over screen, which appears immediately after the game ends. This project was made in Scratch. What is Scratch? Scratch is an event-driven visual programming language developed by MIT, which is Massachusetts Institute of Technology. In Scratch, we can create our own interactive stories, games, and animations. In this platform, we define objects which are called sprites and make them perform operations using blocks of code which we can just drag and drop, just like Visual Basic. We do not need to write code. Here we can see the code for the car selection. The main thing shown here is the code for the floating effect that happens when we go to the next and previous costumes. The meaning of the code is that when the sprite reaches the center of the screen, which is referred as y position equals 0, the sprite stops floating. Then when we click the next and previous arrows, it will change to the next or the previous costume depending on the arrow you are clicking. The next slide is the code for the next and previous arrows. The meaning of the code is that when the sprite is clicked, it sends a message to the car selection sprite and the sprite switches to the next or previous costume. To make it more realistic, the other set of blocks get to work. The meaning of the blocks here is if the mouse pointer is touching this sprite, it makes the sprite appear larger than the normal size. Next, we have the code for the play button. When the sprite is clicked, it broadcasts game start. When the other sprites receive this message, they disappear and the gaming screen takes place. Just like in the next and previous arrow sprites, this sprite also has the realistic effect. The slide here shows the code for the track. From this, we can understand that the track changes its angles as we move sideways. Here we can see the code for the grass and trees which appears on both sides of the track. The code tells us that as we move forward, the sprite becomes bigger and when it is big enough, it disappears. And as we move sideways, it moves accordingly. The code for the player is easy. If the player is on the edge of the track or if it hits obstacles, it decreases the health of the player. Next is the code for the other cars which appears on the track. The code is basically the same as the code for the grass and trees. The difference is just that to make it appear moving, they become bigger, slower than the grass sprite. The next slide is the code for the distance variable. The distance is calculated based on the time the up arrow key is pressed. The distance is the same as the score in this game. Here, we can see the code for the health bar. Your health reduces as you hit obstacles and other cars. The code also tells us that the color of the health bar changes as your health reduces. Next, we have the code for the game over screen. The game over screen appears immediately after your health becomes 0. Your score and the high score will be shown in the game over screen. Finally, we have the code for the background. When the flag is clicked, the background switches to car menu. When the game starts, the background switches to game. Now let's look at the game in Scratch. These are the blocks of code and these are the sprites. Now let's play the game. The instructions for playing the game are: first, select a car you like from the 8 cars. Then click play. As I said before, the distance and also the health bar is shown on the screen. Avoid hitting obstacles. Hitting obstacles reduces your health by 5. When your health becomes 0, your score and also the high score will be shown in the game over screen. When we start the game, the health resets to 200. Travel as far as you can before your health becomes 0. Try to beat the high score. Don't worry if you accidentally refresh the game while playing because your score will be automatically saved to the cloud variable. Thank you all for listening to this and I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you.